Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is sponsored by Paletteful Packs. So Paletteful Packs was lovely enough to send me one of these boxes to show you guys what's inside, and I am just so excited to jump into this. Full disclosure, they did sponsor this video, but all of the opinions are 100% my own. I will not tell you guys anything that I don't honestly believe. And yeah, let's just jump right into this. So I'm already seeing some fun stuff, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna make a mess. Okay, so right away I am seeing these aqua ink graphics. Oh my goodness. These look so much fun. They say watercolor ink, so I've never used watercolor ink before. So I am very excited and nervous about these. The text on it says ultra brilliant pigmented, can I read? Oh my god, I can't read. Ultra brilliant pigmented watercolor ink, water-based. Shake vigorously before use. Made in Germany. Cool. So we've got a bunch of these really cool colors. It looks like we've got dark brown, dunkelbraun. I think that's German. Fun. We got dark brown. We've got a magenta. We have a black and a cyan. Oh, this color is going to be beautiful. I can tell. And we've got a mint. We've got lemon. Oh my gosh, look how bright that already looks. Ah! We've got a carmine red. And lastly, we have a vermilion. So moving all these other things aside, it looks like we've got some, oh my god, what are these called? Paintbrushes. I forgot the word for paintbrushes. Looks like we've got some paintbrushes as well. It looks like we've got a 3 round and a 6 flat. They're Princeton Velvet Touch, and they look pretty nice. I like that they're small because I really like doing details with watercolors, so I'm very happy that they gave me some small ones. All right, back in here, it looks like we've got some graphics fine liners, Marabou. Very cool. Let's open these up. Oh my gosh. Hello? So it looks like we've got 4 pens here. We have got a, where are you? A brush, a 0.4, 0.8, and 0.2. This is their info card, so this has all the information about all the art supplies in here. So we have the aqua ink, the fine liner set, the paint brushes, I almost forgot the word again. And it looks like we've also got a Strathmore 400 series mixed media pad. And here's the mixed media pad. I love Strathmore paper, especially their mixed media. This is actually the sketchbook that I usually get. So I'm very, very happy about this. This is just awesome, thick paper, and I'm really excited to really put it to the test with these inks. So yeah, let's start swatching these. I'm so excited. Oh, so many worms. You're eating worms! So on their card, they also have a prompt list. So I will take these into consideration. I like Bloom because these colors are already making me think of like flowers and spring. So I will probably do something like floral themed, but we'll see if maybe I can incorporate some of these other prompts in here too. We'll see. All right, so now I'm going to start swatching the colors and the pens, and let's see what we are working with. So already the pens feel really nice. Ooh, and I really like the brush one. That's nice. Wow, that looks so pretty. Okay, so I think first I'm gonna try just dipping my paintbrush directly in this little ink guy. So I wet it with some water first, and I'm just gonna, oh, wow. Oh, she's beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay, that is gorgeous, and I love it. So now I'm gonna do the same thing. And this time I'm going to try to drag it out with some water and see what that, ooh, okay. So as far as I can tell right now, it does kind of react like watercolor. I do think it's gonna be not quite the same. And it is like very, very, very pigmented and bright. So yeah, I'm just excited to see what the other colors look like. Oh my God. Orange is my favorite color, guys, and this is just like beautiful. Look how bright. Oh, that is awesome. Wow. Oh, that is gorgeous. I can't wait to use some wet on wet techniques with these. I think that is I think that is what is going to really make the best out of these, but we will see. Because already I'm starting to notice, oops, that was not dry, that it doesn't seem to dry quite perfectly smooth, which is fine. See how we get these like interesting textures going on here? So I'm a little bit nervous only because I am so used to getting those really smooth washes, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to get these with these watercolor inks. So we will try both trying to get smooth gradients and doing some more textured work too. We'll try them both. That is yellow. Lastly, we have black, which honestly feels a lot like black India ink. So far, at least. Let's try to spread it out. So yeah, it reminds me a lot of just regular black India ink, and we'll see how it dries. And those are our swatches. So I am noticing that the tops of the paints are pretty darn close to what the paints actually look like. The only thing that's a bit different is, I would say, the mint. I was kind of expecting the mints to be a more muted green, and this is really bright. But other than that, the colors are pretty darn spot on. So now I'm just gonna wet the paper a little bit and try dropping some color on some already red. Oh my gosh, can I speak? I'm gonna try dropping the pigment directly on this wet paper. I'm gonna use this orange color because I think it's the prettiest. Oh my gosh. Okay, that is fun. Wow, okay. So that looks, oops, oh my God, I'm gonna spill these all over the place. I can feel it. These are fun. I'm having fun. This is really cool. It looks like you can do some mixing on the paper with them together. That is really pretty. Very, very nice. Now I'm going to put some of the pigment down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if, when it's dry, if I paint over it again, if the paint will reactivate or if it'll stay put. So for the pens, they do say they are water-based, so that makes me a little bit nervous because that makes me think that they will bleed. So what I'm going to do is take the brush, do a little bit of a brush stroke, and I'm also going to let that dry, and I'm going to paint over that as well to see if that bleeds, because I think it will. As for the paintbrushes, they seem to be working really well so far. They seem to be really soft. There's no stray bristles. I see no hairs in the paint, so no bristles are coming out. And they're really nice to hold. They're kind of like soft. They have like a really fun texture, and they're very lightweight. So I think these are beautiful. I will also say that the pigment seems to go down a little bit darker than it dries. It's not too bad, especially for water-based medium. I've definitely seen worse, but it's just something to keep in mind. It will dry just a tad lighter than when you first put it down. So now I'm going to try to see if this will bleed, which it does a little bit. I'm actually really surprised. it's not bad at all. So the integrity of the line is actually pretty much intact, and the only thing I see is like a little bit of bleeding of that gray color. But as far as fine liners go, I thought like the whole thing was gonna get smudged. So this is actually really great because that means that I can put the lines down before the colors. Like I'm not too worried about the line smudging. There is this tiny bit of gray around here, but I don't think that's a huge deal unless I'm doing anything white or maybe the skin. So maybe I will leave some parts of the fine lining until the very end, but I'm actually kind of blown away by this. This is great. I will also say that the black fine liners look really nice on top of these really bright pigmented colors too. Like they just really pop quite beautifully. Right, this is dry too, so I'm going to see if this will reactivate with water, which it does. Oh wow, it reactivates a ton. Wow. Oh my goodness, okay. So that is kind of crazy, especially for inks. In my experience with inks, they're kind of a bit more permanent once you put them down. But like you can see here, like you can't even really see that original stroke in the middle here. Like once I reactivated it, it lifted beautifully, which also makes me a bit nervous only because I'm not used to that. The watercolors that I have right now are a little bit more permanent. So this will be really interesting to see because, wow. I'm sure if I gave them more time, like maybe more than the 5 minutes I allowed, they may be a bit more permanent, but as far as like working on them in the moment goes, they reactivate like a dream. That is insane. Wowies. Okay, very cool. Hello, it's voiceover Momo now. So I actually did 2 different art pieces to kind of test out these materials. The first thing I did was a speed paint, so that's what you guys are seeing now, and then I do a live demo right after this, so stay tuned for that too. So I started off using these materials kind of like how I use my regular watercolors, and the way I do that is I start really light and then I layer and layer and layer until I'm happy with the result. I don't quite know if that is the best approach for these kind of materials, and that's why I ended up doing a different art piece, because I felt like I wasn't quite getting the most out of these the way I was using them. For example, you see right here, I'm doing just like a really light wash of different colors, and I think that looks really nice. I think it looks really nice like this, but then, for example, when you see me start to paint the skin and trying to add different colors and shading within the skin, it gets not muddied, but I'm just not used to the paints and how they kind of lift and react with each other, so I'm not sure. I really did love using them, and I think they are amazing, beautiful products. They're so new to me that I don't quite know the best way to use them yet. So I can't use them like I use my regular watercolors because they're not the same. So I'm looking forward to really figuring out how these guys work and the best way to make them look like how I want them to look. But like you can see, I'm painting the jellyfish now. I love that effect. I love how beautiful these jellyfish look. They are bright and vibrant, and the textures that they created are just gorgeous. And yeah, so I think, at least for right now, the best way that I would use these would be not as a complete replacement for my watercolors, but in addition to. So for example, I would paint like the mermaid herself, like her skin and her hair, with my regular watercolors, and then use these watercolor inks on top of those to create some of those bright, vivid, colorful textures. I will also say that these were very, very fun to work with too. It was really relaxing to just kind of let these inks do their own thing. They're very unpredictable, which I really, really like. They were just a joy and very fun, and I had a great experience using them. It's always fun to use new art supplies, and that's exactly what I felt with these. They're just very fun, and just, yeah. How many times can I say fun in this video? And then the last thing I did was to, again, test out those pens that I got. I usually don't add black outlines to my work, but I did want to try these out and see how they, popped against the inks that I got. So I slapped on some lines to see how they would react. I also went over a few of the lines with water, but I really didn't notice any bleeding, even though they do say that they are water-based. I didn't see any bleeding at all, which is a huge plus for me. Okay, now I want to do something a bit more relaxed. Something that I think will really suit these materials really, really well. So I'm going to start by just planning where I want to put some flowers around this circle here. I'm just doing that with water because I want everything to be really loose. I don't want anything to have really defined edges. And I'm just going to start dropping in some pigment. I'm going to take some yellow and put that on the edges. I think that will look nice. I think with these, it's best for stuff that's really not quite abstract, but like I said before, stuff that doesn't really have any defined edges, stuff that's really loose, and at least for right now, that's the best way I can think to use them, because they just look really beautiful with this kind of stuff, and because of the way they work, they're less great at creating like completely perfectly solid smooth gradients, at least the way I've been using them. But they do make really lovely gradients when you kind of just drop the colors into each other like this. That is, in my opinion, the best way to maximize just the beauty of these, what are they, paints? Inks? Whichever. Oh, Kitty, no! I'm painting! Oh god, please don't spill, please don't spill. Nope, you gotta go, you gotta. And honestly, painting these flowers with these is so fun and relaxing. And I really want to explore different kind of like botanical drawings in this really loose kind of style. I just think it's lovely. Now I think I'm going to add some pink flowers. I really liked the kind that I did in the very beginning. That was almost like a lavender shape, so I'm gonna do some of those coming out this way. And again, I'm just laying down some water first, and then I will just drop the pigment right on in. And then with a clean brush, I'm gonna go in and kind of add a little bit more details and some little dots, and kind of define some more edges, especially with this one. This one kind of turned into a mess. I used too much water, but that's okay. I think I'll add another one right over here. I'm trying to keep the whole thing look somewhat balanced. I messed up. Oh well. The paintbrush totally slipped out of my hand. Oopsie daisy. Maybe I can... There. I did it on purpose. See? Yay. Only happy accidents here, am I right, fellas? I think I'm going to drop some of this carmine color back into those pink flowers. Just a tiny bit. Yeah, I like that. What now? Maybe we should do some orange flowers? Maybe a rose or two. Let's try that. It is kind of hard to see exactly what I'm doing because I'm kind of painting with water, but I'm just doing the best I can. come in here, kind of make it look more like a rose. There we go. Oh, I think that looks so cool. Yay! I am liking this process a lot more than when I try to do like a whole illustration. I think I was overthinking the materials and trying too much to use them like regular watercolors. And these are very much not watercolors in the way I'm used to using them. So I think trying to use them like I normally do was kind of my downfall. But I'm liking this process a lot more. It's a lot more fun, and I'm liking the result a lot better too. And that's why these kind of things are really fun, because it's like, it's got me thinking about art in a very, at least my process, in a very different way than I'm used to. And sometimes you really need that to just shake up your routine and get the creative juices flowing in new ways. Like, I don't think I would have made something like this today if it wasn't for me getting this box. So, yeah, this is just a joy. Great, so I think that's good for the flowers, and now I want to add some leaves. I'm just gonna start making vague leaf shapes all over the place. And then I'm just going to drop, 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 drop. Oh, this is so fun! Now I want to take some yellow too. And also kind of mix that in there just a tiny bit. Let's see what that does. Honestly, with this one, the whole thing, I'm just kind of experimenting. Oh, I like that a lot. Oh, it looks pretty! Yay! Man, that never gets old, watching the colors just like bleed into the water. Honestly, I could have like, what's the visual equivalent to ASMR? Because that's what it feels like. Visual ASMR. That doesn't even make sense because ASMR is an auditory thing, but that feeling, that like tingly feeling, that's what I get. It's just like, oh yes, I want this in my life at all times. Oh man, I think that looks so pretty. Oh my gosh, what do you guys think? I usually don't make stuff like this, and I've always admired art that looks like just really expressive and loose and pretty. And I don't know, it came really, really naturally with this kind of material that's really water-based and bright. And I'm just so happy, like I'm so blown away. I'm very, very, very happy. These have been just so fun. My gosh, look at that. I'm excited. All right, and now I'm just going to go over the lettering with this fine liner, the brush tip, because it's really, really nice. I really, really enjoy this pen. It's really smooth, and oh gosh, I cannot talk and ink at the same time. Wowie. It's really smooth, and the bristles are really nice. They're not frayed or anything, and the black color is gorgeous. And it makes this kind of lettering just really nice too, because you can get that varying line thickness really easily. Yay! And that one's done. Yay! Oh, I love it. Oh, I'm so happy. I did notice a few things as the colors started to dry. So where I had a lot more water placed down, it's only natural that the color ended up a lot more transparent. So for example, this flower compared to this flower, This one had more paint than water, and this one had more water than paint. So that's something to keep in mind. You can kind of control how vibrant the color is depending on how much water you use. You can see it again with this leaf compared to like this leaf. So that's really interesting, and I really like it because it creates a really nice varying like scope of colors. And yeah, that is this one. Alright, so that was my review of the Paletteful Packs box. I kind of just mostly went over the art supplies in this video, so I will kind of give my final thoughts over the box as a whole. Overall, I was very, very happy with this box. They really gave you pretty much everything you needed to make like an entire art piece. They gave you the paper, they gave you the drawing materials, we got some pens and some paintbrushes, and they also gave you something to color with as well. Really the only other thing you would need would be a pencil and an eraser, which I'm pretty sure you guys would have anyway. The materials themselves were really great. I thought they were really nice quality. They were familiar enough to where I wasn't totally intimidated by them, but they were still a very new medium to me, so it was still something outside of my comfort zone, and it was still very, very fun to use. I would highly recommend this box to anyone who is looking for an art subscription box. This is honestly the first subscription box that I have ever gotten, and I'm just really happy with it. I think it's really fun. I think they're a great gift for people, especially if like you know an artist but you don't know what supplies they have. A gift box like this is awesome because it just has a lot of random stuff that you can use. In addition, these are going to last me pretty much forever. There's so much paint in here and you need so little to get this amazing color payoff. So these are going to last me for a very, very long time. So yeah, that is my review of this box. Highly recommend. Do check out Paletteful Packs. They will have all of their information in the description box below. Also, you can use this coupon code for 10% off a box for yourself. You can buy this exact box on their website, or you can sign up for next month and get random art supplies. I have no idea what they're gonna do next, but I'm very excited to see. And yeah, that's gonna be it from me, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed watching me play with some new art supplies. If you're new here, please consider hitting the subscribe button to become a member of the Fairy Fam. And until next time, I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye, guys!